be the demonstration for the hump mold. And you can see there's different shapes of these molds that are that we have available in this studio. Some of them are small, and some of them are larger than others. And I just wanted to show you that you don't have to necessarily use the entire mold. This distance is up to you. You can use the entire one, or you can put a slab over here and cut it here, or here, or here, of course, or here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can do that quite quickly. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something underneath this mold. This is just, I'm going to go ahead and use another mold for this. This can be a Tupperware or any kind of shape that you want. The reason being is you want to have access to this particular edge right here without having to deal with the tabletop itself. Before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to get my slab ready. So I've rolled out a slab on the slab roller, and I've brought it over here. And the slab will have a canvas texture to it, and you want to take that canvas texture off, unless, of course, you want it. But what we can do to this slab is we can actually put different stamps and different textures onto this before we put it onto the slump mold, or the hump mold itself. And so I just want to demonstrate some of the things that are possible, and just to have fun as you are making this. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some stamps and push them into the slab. And the other videos I'm linking to will have this type of demonstration in it as well. But just to show that we do have some stamps here in the studio that do some interesting things. But there's other things that you can do as well. And one of those things is to actually roll out a coil and press it into the clay and start layering. So I'm going to go ahead and roll out a little coil here and just lay it onto the slab. And just to have fun with this. And it doesn't have to be the most perfect coil ever. It can also be other shapes that you do too, perhaps a little ball. And I'm going to go ahead and, just for speed's sake, show you that I'm placing them throughout the slab. I'm going to go ahead and get a rolling pin, and I'm going to gently roll these things into the slab. And it creates a pattern that'll be quite subtle, but fun as you're able to put this onto the hump mold. So, just for fun, layering sake, different textures. And let's just see what happens. I'm going to get my hump mold ready and put this texture down onto the mold. And I'm going to go ahead and press down. And see how I'm doing here. And if I need to adjust, I can. And you can see it fold over a little bit, and that's okay. And you can see now why I have this elevated. So I'm going to press this on. Just slowly, 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 all the way around. Okay. Now I'm going to take a needle tool and cut all the way around. you can stop here or you can keep going. One of the videos I'll link to has you actually adding another coil on and having that be part of the rim, or you don't have to. Since he goes into that, his name is Reed Ozaki. He's a really great potter. I'll go ahead and let him show you how to do that. In this case, I'm going ahead and smooth the rim and smooth this and start adding the foot. So again, I take my rib and just smooth out. Press lightly here. A lot of times the clay will bubble up and you don't want to alter the shape of the bowl too much. And you see I've got a little bit of unevenness there. I'm not that concerned about it because, as we all know, the leather hard stage, I can smooth that out or add another coil or a little bit depending on what I like. Okay, all smoothed out. Now, of course, I could then add some stamping around the edges if I so choose in an even way as I go around. And so you do have access to the outside here after you've put your texture on the inside. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the foot. Now, the foot can be anything that you can imagine. The foot can be balls of clay throughout. And you can then evenly space these and then even take a stamp and attach them. I'm deliberately not slipping and scoring these because I actually don't want this to be my foot. So these easily come off because I haven't slipped and scored them. I'm actually going to add a coil foot. Now the coil foot, I'm actually going to head and cut from a slab. So I have another slab here that I just cut. And I can take a stick that is about the height that I want my foot to be. And I can go ahead and cut that using this slab by lining the stick up on the slab itself. Taking my needle tool and cutting. And now I have a perfectly straight and even foot. And now I will go ahead and cut, slip and score my foot, and I will approximate where I want that foot to be, and because I can see the whole bowl. So on the inside of this, I'm going to head and trace my approximate foot location, which I've done here. And then I'm going to score and slip. Score, and then slip.